The Northwest 200 is a motorcycle race meeting held each May in Northern Ireland. The course is a street circuit made up of public roads running between the towns of Portstewart. Coleraine and Portrush is one of the fastest in the world, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour. In practice for the 2012 event Martin Jessopp was clocked at 208 miles per hour. It is one of around 15 events run on public roads between April and October throughout the island of Ireland. It is the largest annual sporting event in Ireland, with the race weekend attracting over 150,000 visitors from all over the world. Originally intended to be held somewhere in the northwest of Ireland and organised by the City of Derry and Amp District Motor Club, the initial event was moved to the north coast, but the name was never changed. Since 1964 the event has been organised by the Coleraine and District Motor Club. In 2010 the meeting featured daytime practice on the Thursday for the first time. The 2011 event took place on Saturday, the 21st of May. There were significant delays due to a hoax bomb alert, and then an extensive oil spill on the track caused racing to be cancelled after the completion of only one race. Race format. The Northwest 200 was originally run over 200 miles as a handicap race, before changing to its current format of several separate races, each running 4 to 6 laps during Saturday afternoon. Practice is held on the Tuesday and Thursday evenings before the race. Both the practice and races are held on closed roads, but unlike the Isle of Man TT races, which are run in a time trial format, all riders compete together as with normal circuit racing. Over the years the number and the classes of races has varied according to the latest regulations. From 1990 until 2010, there was always a 125cc race, and since 1992 the Northwest 200 race has been for superbikes. From 2012, all practice sessions will take place during the day, and the racing program has been extended to include 2 races on the Thursday evening. All races will be held over 6 laps, except for the newly introduced Super Twin event. The course. The street circuit is made up almost entirely of public roads, but does include 3 speed-reducing chicanes. The route, running anti-clockwise, enters the outskirts of the towns, passing many private houses. To help improve track safety, street signs are removed at parts of the track, and bales of hay are used to wrap the base of lampposts and telegraph poles. The circuit is 8.970 miles long, with a distance of 8.834 miles being covered on the first lap of every race. The original start-finish line was located near Magera Buoy but moved to the Portmore Road in Portstewart in 1930. The elevation ranges from 6 meters to 75 meters above sea level. 1973 saw the first major changes to the course, which include the exclusion of the promenade at Portstewart from the route and the moving of the start-finish line to its current location between Juniper Hill and Millbank Avenue. These changes meant the route used Station Road for the first time and saw the introduction of York Corner. Shell Hill Bridge, an iconic part of the original course, was used for the last time in 1979. In 1980 a new link road, from University Corner to Ballysally roundabout, was introduced. A chicane was introduced just before the approach to the Juniper Hill Corner in 1983, and in 1988 improvements were made to Mathers Cross, and the start-finish chicane was introduced to reduce the speeds around Primrose Hill, as well as allowing safer access to the pit lane. At the end of 2009 Mathers Mathers Cross was widened in order to improve safety at the corner. For 2010, additional modifications were made to the circuit to improve safety. A new purpose-built chicane at Mathers Cross was introduced to reduce speeds at the corner, and safety improvement made to the area at Station Corner. Jack Brett recorded the first 100 mph lap of the course on a Norton 500cc in 1957. The current course lap record is held by Steve Plater at 124.109 mph, which was set during the 2006 event. The fastest recorded lap at 127.63 mph was set by Tom Heron during the 1978 Northwest 200 race. In 2004, Michael Rutter became the first rider to record a top speed in excess of 200 mph on the course. During Tuesday's practice at the 2012 event, Martin Jessopp set a new fastest speed trap time, reaching 208 mph on the approach to University Corner. Deaths at the event. The first recorded death at the event was Norman Wainwright, who was killed in 1939. Black Saturday, as it is known, is regarded as the darkest day in the event's history after crashes claimed the lives of 3 riders, Tom Heron, Brian Hamilton and Frank Kennedy, who died months later from his injuries. Robert Dunlop was killed on the 15th of May 2008 while practicing in the 250cc class. The incident occurred as he was approaching Mathers Cross during the 125/250th 400cc practice session. It is understood his bike ceased and Robert was thrown over his handlebars at approximately 160 mph. Fellow rider Darren Burns was following immediately behind and collided with Robert, suffering a broken leg and suspected concussion. Robert suffered severe chest injuries and died in hospital shortly afterwards. Mark Young. 22-year-old Mark Young died during the 2009 event on the 17th of May 2009. It was Young's first race at the Northwest 200, although he had road racing experience. Mark Buckley. 35-year-old Mark Buckley suffered a fatal crash on Millbank Avenue outside Portstewart during the Superstock race on the 19th of May 2012. He was taken to hospital but later died from his injuries. No other competitors were involved with this incident. Simon Andrews. Andrews was airlifted to a hospital in Northern Ireland in critical condition after suffering a serious crash while competing in the Northwest 200. On Saturday, the 17th of May 2014, Andrews came off his bike and slid down the asphalt until he collided head-first with a section of raised concrete pavement while curbing at high speed in Portrush, County Antrim. After receiving immediate medical intervention from the race doctors and medics, Andrews was airlifted to the Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast in a critical condition after suffering the high-speed accident on the approach to Metropole Corner. Andrews was competing in the second Superstock race of the event aboard his BMW. He died in hospital on the 19th of May 2014 as a result of his injuries, aged 31. Malachi Michel Thomas. Malachi Michel Thomas died as a result of a crash on the third lap of the Super Twines race at the Vauxhall International Northwest 200 on the 14th of May, 2016. The 20-year-old from Chorley in Lancashire crashed his Burroughs Engineering Kawasaki on the approach to Black Hill. The race was immediately red-flagged and Malachi was treated by medical staff from the MCUI medical team but succumbed to his injuries at the scene. No other riders were involved in the incident. Racing was subsequently abandoned. All competitor deaths winners. Alistair Seeley from Northern Ireland holds the record number of 17 wins. Robert Dunlop was the previous record holder with 15 wins. Joey Dunlop and Michael Rutter have each won 13 races. Michael Dunlop and William Dunlop have also won races at the Northwest 200. The early years of the event was dominated by British motorcycle manufacturers, in particular Norton. It was only in 1964 that Honda claimed the first victory. 2010 or BMW scored the first victory at the event and also the first non-Japanese manufacturer to claim a victory since 1997. Yamaha is the only manufacturer to have a clean sweep, winning all 5 races in 1979. Multiple winners by year manufacturers media coverage. The event is currently covered by BBC Northern Ireland, having previously been covered by UTV. Some races can be accessed live nationwide via the BBC Red Button, and all races are live on the BBC website. BBC News also show highlights programmes presented by Stephen Watson, usually on the Sunday and Monday nights after the event. BBC commentators include BBC Motage commentator Steve Parish and 5-times winner on a single day Philip McCallan. Video game. The Northwest 200 features Ingesta Interactive's PlayStation 2 title TT Superbikes. Real Road Racing Championship, released at the end of May 2008. It is the sequel to the top 10 game TT Superbikes, released in 2005.